Jane's first day of school. As Jane carried her suitcases to the car, she was sad. She and her whole family are moving away from Singapore to the United States, as her father had to relocate for work. Jane grew up in Singapore and she made numerous friends and memories. She didn't want to leave Singapore, but she did not have a choice. Yesterday, she sorrowfully said goodbye to her best friends. She felt anxious about moving to a new place she had never been to. Would she make any friends? What if nobody liked her? She continued to think pessimistically as she listened to melancholy music. She sat in the car and her family started to drive to the airport. After a few hours, Jane arrived at a new home in New York, and it was already late at night. Her parents were both very excited and toured the house. Jane felt bitter and sat in her room, wishing she was still in Singapore. Seeing Jane sitting in dismal, her mother said, "Go rest and sleep early. You have school tomorrow, and it's going to be full of adventures." Jane started feeling jittery and slowly drifted to sleep. On the next day, Jane went to school, worried, and sat alone during break. She was shy and didn't have the courage to talk to others. Suddenly, there was a tap on her shoulder. A girl said, "Hi, I'm Jasmine. Nice to meet you. Are you new here?" Jane nodded, and Jasmine started introducing her to the school, sharing her experiences of studying in school. When it was lunchtime, Jasmine introduced Jane to her friends, and they talked for the whole hour. After school, Jane waved goodbye to her new friends and headed home. When she arrived home, her mother asked, "How's school?" Jane smiled and said, "I've met such amazing new friends." She thought to herself, this might not be such a bad place. It was unfortunate that she had to move, but she met new friends who were nice to her. She looked outside the window as rays of sunlight shone through, shining at the hope blossoming inside Jane's heart. Now, we'll move on to the question section. Question 1. Why was Jane sad at first? A. The suitcases were heavy. B. She and her whole family had to leave Singapore. C. Her best friends were crying as she left. The answer is B. Question 2. Why did they have to move to the United States? A. Her parents like the US more. B. Her parents wanted Jane to study in the US. C. Her father had to go to the US to work. The answer is C. Question 3. What was Jane worried about moving to a new place? A. The home. B. Making new friends. C. The weather. The answer is B. Question 4. Use a word to describe Jane's personality. A. Shy. B. Friendly. C. Brave. The answer is A. Question 5. Why did Jane feel hopeful in the end? A. Because it was a sunny day. B. Because the new environment was a better place than she imagined it. C. Because she was tired of feeling sad. The answer is B. Now we'll move on to the vocabulary section. What is the definition of relocate? A. Move to a new place. B. Travel to a new place for vacation. C. Visit parents in another country. The answer is A. Vocabulary 2. What is the definition of sorrowfully? A. Numbly. B. Angrily. C. Sadly. The answer is C. Vocabulary 3. What is the definition of pessimistic? A. Feeling angry. B. Feeling sad. C. Feeling negative. The answer is C. Vocabulary 4. What is the definition of melancholy? A. Feeling angry. B. Feeling sad. C. Feeling negative. The answer is B. Vocabulary 5. What is the definition of dismal? A. Dark. B. Rainy. C. Causing gloom. The answer is C. Vocabulary 6. What is the definition of jittery? A. Nervous. B. Excited. C. Sad. The answer is A. Now we'll move on to the dictation. A paragraph has been chosen. As Jane carried her suitcases to the car, comma, she was sad, full stop. As Jane carried her suitcases to the car, comma, she was sad, full stop. She and her whole family are moving away from Singapore to the United States, comma, as her father had to relocate for work, full stop. She and her whole family are moving away from Singapore to the United States, as her father had to relocate for work, full stop. Jane grew up in Singapore, and she made numerous friends and memories, full stop. Jane grew up in Singapore, and she made numerous friends and memories, full stop. She didn't want to leave Singapore, but she did not have a choice, full stop. She didn't want to leave Singapore, but she did not have a choice, full stop. Yesterday, she sorrowfully said goodbye to her best friends, full stop. Yesterday, she sorrowfully said goodbye to her best friends, full stop. She felt anxious about moving to a new place she had never been to, full stop. She felt anxious about moving to a new place she had never been to, full stop. Would she make any friends? Question mark. What if nobody liked her? Question mark. Would she make any friends? Question mark. What if nobody liked her? Question mark. She continued to think pessimistically as she listened to melancholy music. Full stop. She continued to think pessimistically as she listened to melancholy music. Full stop. She sat in the car, comma, and her family started to drive to the airport. Full stop. She sat in the car, comma, and her family started to drive to the airport. Full stop.